Hey, boys and girls, it's Fuzzy here. Today we are going to learn on how to make a skimmer, just like this one. Ooh, I bet this goes far. Hey, you're gonna make your own? Pay attention, do a good job, and we'll see you later on. Gotta bounce.
All right, good day, students. Today we're going to be doing the skimmer activity, which is the 1.3.4 measuring lab. So the last few days we've been learning how to measure, right? Today we're going to start using that knowledge that we gained and start building something. What a skimmer is like a hovercraft. All right. So this is a bad example of one. All right. And I'll show you things they could have done better so you can make yours better. All right. But it'll look something like this. All in all, the way they built it was fine. It's just the construction of it, it was kind of lacking. Okay. But we'll show this a little later. But this is what you're going to be building. Something like this. All right. All right. So what you're going to do is get on your canvas or whatever we're using, and you're going to read your procedures. Now, if you don't read these, you're going to mess up, okay? I'm going to show you what you should be cutting, how you should lay it out, but you need to read these, all right? So you got this page and these three here. The conclusion is just how well did your skimmer perform and stuff, so it's not a big deal, all right? We'll talk about that in class, matter of fact. But here's something you will need to do. This is your skimmer plans. So let's talk about these real quick. All right. All right. Let's talk about this top part up here. Okay. I can't do that. Just a minute. There we go. Take this old piece of paper and use it for something. All right. So on this one here, our total length is going to be 11 inches. Our total height is right over here. It's 4 inches. Now notice it says 3 inches here. Don't get confused. It is 4 inches wide, 11 inches long. Now it has 3 here in the middle because we're going to go a 1/2 inch here on the one top side and 1/2 inch on the bottom side up. All right? And that's where I'm going to make this mark going clear across. Now the dotted lines mean that's where you're going to score at. Score is how you cut into the paper, but you don't cut through the paper. It's like cutting the very top layer of the paper, and then that way it will fold or crease really easy for you, and it'll give you a nice straight line. If you try to fold this stuff, it gets a little bumpy and stuff, so it's not that great. All right, so we got that. That's what that 3 is for. Now over here, do not cut slits going this way. I've had a student do that, and it's ruins your project. What it's showing you is you're going to be cutting slits on your main body because that's where, let's see if I can show this. Yeah, see how this, well, get that fan up. There we go. See how this here slants down? That's what you want to do. That's why we cut those slits at 3 inches right through here. And then you can move this flap down, and what that helps keeps the air in there. We'll talk about how it works here in a minute. All right. So that's why we cut our 3 inch flaps. So that's to be these here, okay? You're gonna cut it 3 inches, and then you can score it if you want. You don't really have to score it. This line here, most students will mess up and score the entire thing across, and that makes this part weak. And it won't hold your fins up like this one. See how it leans over really bad? They scored it a little bit over here, and that makes that part weak. So I'd probably say forget this scoring right there, just because more students mess it up that way than anything else, all right? All right, our next ones are, you need 2 fins, okay? They're 3 by 3, then you go 1/2 inch over, 1/2 inch up, and then you make a diagonal line. You need 2 of those. And then you have the air scoop. Now the air scoop is very important, all right? You're gonna do a 3 by 3 square, and then to each side you're going to go out 3/8, 3/8. And up top you're going to go 1/8, 1/8. what that does, and then you're gonna score these lines here, okay? Those you do need to score, okay? They're very important because what happens, let's talk about how this functions. Like I said, it's like a hovercraft. So right here, right, if this is laying flat, sorry, camera angles kind of throws me off. All right, so if this is laying flat, there we go. Over here, the air would go in here, go in this channel here, and then would try to escape in the back, but it can't because that flap is down where we cut our slits. So now that air is all compressed inside this cavity, and it's making this here skimmer lift up off the ground, and your momentum of throwing it, or I guess scooting it, makes it just kind of hover across the whatever you're throwing across. I would use either a cement floor, wooden floor, linoleum, tile, anything like that. Carpet floors really don't work very well with this, okay? So if you have to go outside, sidewalk, highway, somewhere, okay? You also need a tape measure to measure off how far did it go, but that will be in a couple days from now. So let's not worry about that right now, all right? So that's how this is function. Now, you should have some material left over, so if you want to add stuff to it, like some people will put a spoiler in between here and here on the top part, so it'll be like that. Some people will put extra fins, like right through here, like smaller fins, so you have 2 sets of fins. However you want to do it, that's fine, but this is the basic model right here. This is all that you need, okay? And notice they did color it so that you do have a day to get that also done. All right, so there's everything you need. Oh, scoop. Let's talk about that because some students will do this wrong, and since you're not with me, I want to make sure you do it right. The small part, the 1/8 inch, goes up front because that limits the air coming in. If we did the opposite way, it put too much air in, and then it won't come in as fast because the smaller part's there, and then it actually slows it down. So you don't want to do that. You want to make it go faster. So small edge up front, big edge back. And notice there's a little gap here, all right? And that's okay. That's supposed to have a gap there, all right? You push this all the way up, because remember, this is 1/2 inch from here to here, and this is 3/8 from there to there, all right? All right, so there's our drawings, and this gives you something like what it's supposed to look like. All right, so now, these are the tools you will need. You will need ruler, clear tape if you have some. Masking tape would be okay, but it is a little heavier. You have your glue stick. Regular glue will work, but you just have to sit there and hold it. So glue stick, you can pretty much put together and walk away with it. You need a pencil. You need some coloring pencils, or if you have crayons will work. And the not waterproof, but water-soluble markers will work also. And a pair of scissors. And what you're going to be building off of is your file folder here, or anything that's small and thin like this. All right, so let's get started real quick. What I'll probably do is do a little bit and then turn off the camera, finish it, and show you. All right, now on this ruler, you gotta be careful of different rulers. This one, notice the edge is here, but the 0 is here. So if I go to edge to 2, now I'm actually drawing about 2 3/16. I don't want that, so I want to draw exactly 2, so make sure you get it on that 0, okay? No matter what your measurements are, always start on 0. Okay, now on this ruler, there's no 0, so right, the edge is 0, right? So it depends on what type of ruler you have. Make sure you look before you start measuring, and you'll be okay, all right? So we're gonna go 4 inches up. Let's start laying this out. Now, if we lay this out right, I can get my main body through here. Then I can get my fin here, my scoop here, and I should have a little bit left over. All right, so go 4 inches. Make a mark. just making my 4-inch height. Now I go to my 11-inch length. So put that on 11. Go there. Put that on 11. Go there. And that's going to be my entire body. All right. Now, let's say this was not very straight on bottom. It's really crooked or whatever. I would probably come up and draw another line here straight across, and then draw everything to that line and measure off that line, okay? But this is straight, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Say from there, I need to go down a 1/2 inch and up a 1/2 inch. So, 1/2, 1/2, move the paper. Now right now, I have to move the paper a lot because the stand is in my way. You guys won't have to move it that much. All right, so there's my dots. I always do 2 sets, that way I know I'm gonna be level. If I just did one and I could get it crooked. So this way I put my pencil on one, get on the other. Nope, go a little longer. Go there. All right. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out. I'll come back and, let's go ahead and measure the 3-inch for the slits. That way I can do that too. So right here's 3 inches. And right here's 3 inches. When I come back, I'll show you how to score. Okay. And then we'll set up our wings and stuff. All right, so there's that. All right, I'll be right back.